Coming up on VIP Access, these mutants are not too cool for school.
We have a situation. They're recruiting.
The main event unveils the epic beginning of the X-Men saga in its highly anticipated prequel, X-Men First Class.
You ready for this? Let's find out.
We plunge you into non-stop action and comedy in Ask Stevie.
Did you and your wife just move to town?
I'm not married. I actually just got out of a relationship. She has such a big heart.
Enormous.
And we've got the scoop on a vampire hunt and a maid of dishonor.
Will you be my maid of honor?
Of course!
Plus, stand a chance to win exclusive X-Men First Class movie merchandise. Welcome to VIP Access with me, Des So. This week on the main event, we go back in time to a 1960s prequel of the X-Men franchise. That's right, the highly anticipated X-Men First Class unveils the epic beginning of the X-Men saga, which might just change the course of world events.
X-Men First Class deals with the beginnings of the relationship between Professor Xavier and Magneto.
Name's Xavier. Charles Xavier. How do you do?
Cheers.
And ultimately the formation of the X-Men.
Charles grew up in a beautiful estate and very sort of nurtured surroundings, whereas Eric's basically had to sort of survive without parents from a very young age.
Eric was embittered by the Holocaust and hell-bent on revenge.
So much more to you than you know. Not just pain and anger. There's good in you too.
That's the dynamic of the movie. It's two people having such different beginnings and knowing that they're going to come together and change the world.
Set in the era before Professor Charles Xavier and Eric Lensher became mortal enemies as Professor X and Magneto, First Class answers some of the questions that have long intrigued fans of both the movies and the comics. What caused the internal war between the Brotherhood and the X-Men? Well, the story begins now.
Professor X was kind of like a Martin Luther King during the Civil Rights Movement, and Magneto was a Malcolm X character. Both had very similar ideologies, but at the same time, very different ways of achieving their goals.
In each of us, two natures are at war. Man's animal nature and his struggle to control it.
Our big theme has always been tolerance. If you're different, be proud, it's okay.
You're an exquisite creature. All your life, the world has tried to tame you. It's time for you to be free.
When a stronger species mutates, the first thing they do is they kill off the weak. Charles is trying to find a peaceful way of dealing with it. And Eric's like, wake up, smell the coffee, let's just get on with it.
Tomorrow, mankind will know that mutants exist. They'll fear us, and that fear will turn to hatred.
Here you have mutants who see their superpowers as making them superior. And there are characters like Xavier who believes that compassion makes you superior.
We have it in us to be the better men.
We already are.
We don't belong here. And that's nothing to be ashamed of.
You don't want to be against the world, Charles. You want to be a part of it.
In the end, one has to pick sides.
Who's with me?
Listen to me very carefully, my friend. Killing will not bring you peace.
Peace was never an option.
Stay tuned for more mutant action after the break, but right now it's time to check in with our international correspondent Stevie Wong as he discusses J.J. Abrams' latest sci-fi thriller, Ryan Reynolds' superhero venture, and how to be a bad teacher. It's time to Ask Stevie. It's time once again for our segment Ask Stevie, and of course, Stevie Wong is not only our international correspondent, he is also an international globetrotter. Where are you right now, Stevie?
Hello, this should be a new segment called Where's Stevie, because I have been from LA to the Cannes Film Festival, and now I'm currently in London. Covering the X-Men, which you'll be seeing my interviews later in the show.
We're talking about 3 summer films today, summer films. Tell me about those.
The summer is not over yet. I know we've got a lot of movies that have come out already. We've got Pirates, we had Thor, all that stuff. And now I've got 3 movies that I think are going to be interesting for the rest of your summer. The first one is called Super 8.
and action! Guys, watch out!
It is directed by J.J. Abrams. Now, if you don't really recognize the name, you might know some of the work that he's done. He's done a TV show called Lost, also the creator of a certain other television show called Alias, and he may have rebooted a film called Star Trek. And so this time around, he's done a small little film, maybe, called Super 8, where it talks about a bunch of kids in 1979 making a short movie, and then all of a sudden they shoot something that may be an alien attack. Now, we don't know anything because there's been a wraps for like a long time, so we don't really know too much information. But I saw 20 minutes of this film, and it's pretty amazing.
I've got 9 people missing now. There are things happening around here that I can't explain.
There's nothing small about this movie. The producer, Steven Spielberg, right?
Yes, there's a lot of big names behind this, but it's shot like a very small E.T. meets Goonies element. And so the twist is halfway through, something crazy happens, and then it becomes an alien invasion, or a monster invasion, or a zombie invasion. We have no idea what this invasion is, but that's why you have to watch this film.
I saw it. No one believes me.
I believe you. What the hell?
Okay, well, movie number 2, please, Stevie. What's that?
We've had the summer of a lot of superheroes, so I'm going to throw another one into the mix, and this time it's Green Lantern.
Lanterns, we face an unprecedented danger. An enemy powerful enough to destroy entire civilizations.
The Green Lantern is basically one of the oldest comic books ever made, and it's now finally getting made into a feature film. It's directed by Martin Campbell, so this is kind of interesting because he is the director of Casino Royale, and as we know, that movie kind of rebooted the Bond enterprise. So hopefully his kind of gritty, realistic direction will kind of bring some realism into a very, very fantastical story.
Help me save my planet. Fight it.
Now, Stevie, I was watching the trailer. There's a lot of CG in this movie, yeah?
There's a lot of CGI because when you go into the other world, it is all intergalactic. There's no real sets for that kind of stuff. But hopefully, with the performances of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively and stuff, it'll really kind of root some kind of realistic element into this very visual kind of movie.
Wow. I know, right? Woo!
Let's talk about the third movie because actually watching the trailers, this was definitely my favorite.
This definitely is the ultimate good girl gone bad movie of the summer. It stars Cameron Diaz, who plays a reluctant teacher who just wants to find a sugar daddy, and she thinks she finds him in the form of Justin Timberlake, and it's called The Bad Teacher.
Hi there.
Scott Delacourt.
Elizabeth Halsey.
On the new sub.
Hell of a watch. Is that a Jaeger-LeCoultre?
The family business.
Directed by Jake Kasdan, who used to do some stuff with Judd Apatow. So there's an element of the Apatow magic here.
Whoa. Lauren Risman's dad called. He said we should have a car wash every weekend.
Cameron Diaz has a big juicy part. I mean, she's one of the main characters, which she hasn't been in a while. Is that right?
She's the main character, which is what's so nice about this film. And it's just so nice to see her as the centerpiece these days, because I feel like she's been kind of on the sidelines for the past couple of years, and we've missed, what we've kind of grown to love here. So maybe this will reboot our appreciation of Cameron Diaz.
Now, who has the answer to my question? You, Chubbs.
He's,
Whoa, wait! Twilight, what do we talk about in class? Don't throw at her, throw through her.
Thank you very much, Stevie. 3 great movies for the summer, and of course, I have to tell everyone, our Facebook page has now got more than 10,000 followers. So if they have any questions to ask you, what should they do?
Please go to facebook.com/StarMoviesVIPAccess. Ask me anything you want to. I will answer them, and keep liking us because it's really important to have you as our fans.